Hello, everyone. I'm Benny Fluman, CEO of Match B2B. Match B2B helps tech and scale up companies transform their sales by turning strategic inflection points into sustainable growth. We do this with data driven frameworks, automation, and hands on content and coaching that build trust and authority in the market. I want to begin today with a simple but important question. Why do so many small and medium businesses struggle to achieve consistent sales growth even when their products are strong and innovative? The truth is painful. Around 70% of these businesses report that their sales results are flat, unpredictable, or disappointing. And here is the surprising part. Most of the time, the problem is not the product. The real problem is the way these businesses fail to respond to the turning points, the critical events that shape their sales journey. What do I mean by turning points? A turning point could be something small, like losing a deal because of one objection you were not ready for. Or it could be something big, like entering a new market, hiring a new team, or merging with another company. The best organizations don't treat these events as accidents. They analyze them, learn from them, and use them as a lever for growth. So today, I want to take you on a journey through real events, real cases that reveal insights every business can apply. Each story will give us a turning point, and from each turning point, we will extract a lesson. By the end, you will see that sales excellence is not built on theory. It is built on the way we interpret and act on our own turning points. Let's begin with the first story. For years, B2B sales meant armies of reps cold calling and spamming inboxes. The turning point came when 43% of B2B buyers said they actually prefer a rep-free buying experience. HubSpot seized that shift with inbound marketing and automation, giving buyers control instead of a pitch. They invested heavily in content, in SEO, and in self-serve tools that nurtured prospects before a sales conversation even began. The insight here is practical. If your buyers are avoiding conversations, meet them where they already are. For a CEO or CMO, the right question is, are we still investing in outbound that no longer converts? And how much of our pipeline is self-generated by content, by product-led growth, or by community? Now let's move to the second case. Gong, the Israeli-American unicorn, turned coaching from guesswork into precision. Their AI platform captures sales calls, emails, and meetings and analyzes them with machine learning. It highlights talk ratio, objection handling, and deal risk, so managers know exactly where to coach. Teams using Gong's AI tools saw win rates climb by nearly 20% overall, and in large deals by over 40%. Companies like Spot On reported a 16% lift in win rates and 30% more revenue per rep once they adopted it. The lesson is clear. Coaching is not a soft expense, it is a data play. Even if you don't adopt Gong tomorrow, you should start recording top performer conversations and building a library of winning dialogues that your whole team can learn from. Our third example comes from Fiverr, the Israeli freelancing marketplace. When COVID hit, Fiverr had to decide whether to freeze or to pivot. They chose a turning point strategy, vertical specialization. Instead of selling one generic marketplace, they created go-to-market strategies for gaming, for marketing agencies, for e-commerce. Each had its own messaging and dedicated focus. The results were dramatic. Fiverr's revenue jumped from about $190 million in 2020 to nearly $300 million in 2021. The lesson for decision makers is that in a crisis, generic sales kills you. Vertical focus creates relevance and speed. The practical tool is simple. Take your top 3 customer verticals and rewrite your sales playbooks for each one. Finally, let's look at Riskified, another Israeli company. Riskified sells fraud detection technology to merchants, but merchants didn't trust the algorithm. Instead of long debates, they introduced a bold promise, the chargeback guarantee. If fraud slipped through, Riskified would reimburse the merchant. Suddenly, the sales cycle shortened dramatically because the buyer no longer carried the risk. This is not just a technology play, it is a sales model innovation. The insight for every CEO and CMO is that sometimes the best sales tool is not persuasion. It is de-risking the buyer's decision. Ask yourself, where can you give a guarantee, a trial, or success-based pricing that makes saying yes frictionless? So, what have we seen? From HubSpot, we learned the power of meeting buyers where they already are. From Gong, we saw how data-driven coaching drives predictable success. From Fiverr, we saw that vertical specialization during disruption creates growth. And from Riskified, we saw that shifting risk away from the buyer can be the strongest sales lever of all. At Match B2B, I've helped dozens of CEOs and CMOs use these kinds of turning points to transform their sales results. If your organization is struggling with flat or unpredictable sales, if you are facing a merger, expansion, or simply too much inconsistency, I invite you to reach out. Let's find your turning points and turn them into a system that drives consistent, predictable, and scalable growth.